Now, it's time for the Pat Narduzzi Show. Brought to you by GBU Life, providing life and community service since 1892. Air Pro Heating and Cooling. Call someone you know. Call Air Pro. The Pat Narduzzi Show is on the Panther Radio Network.
From the Indigo Hotel on Technology Drive next to the campus of the great University of Pittsburgh, welcome to the Pat Narduzzi Show. I'm Larry Richert with the Chris Pickle 97 head football coach, Pat Narduzzi. Coach, good to see we've got the Panther Club. It's Member Appreciation Week, so give yourselves a round of applause.
Thank you.
We appreciate your support for the University of Pittsburgh, in particular for the football team. Coach, we got to Dallas. It was a night game, and I know, when you're 7-0, you're feeling good, but things just didn't go your way.
Yeah, I mean, you feel good, but you don't feel that good. As a coach, you never feel good. We knew we were facing, a really good SMU team, and they're good. They did a nice job coaching. We didn't play very well on top of that. So you take a good football team on the road, and then you don't play your best. It just seemed like it snowballed from the second play of the game. We missed a tackle, let the guy run down the sideline. We just never gained our momentum. We always talk about momentum. Someone had to get it offensively, defensively. It's been, Syracuse game, who played well? The defense, picked up the offense. But when you got into that game on the road, neither one of us offensively or defensively could get anything going to create momentum.
And as you evaluated, and for the fans here, the football team turns the page, win, lose or otherwise, and gets ready for the next opponent, which is Virginia, Saturday night at Acrisure Stadium. But as you evaluated what happened, obviously you're trying to right the ship in this case because you haven't been here this year. That's the first time. It stings.
It stings, no doubt about it. And it's been good that we haven't been stung before this season. And, it's a blessing. Every win you get, you just keep working on it. You wonder what it is. I mean, why? Why does that happen? Did we do a bad job? We did a great job for 7 weeks of handling success. I think it maybe caught up to us. Too much shark talk and guys looking at their phones and social media and looking at how good I am. I don't know what it is. Maybe Cam can tell us. Maybe he knows. Cam Guest, our special guest tonight, are probably the best hands on the team. If he had any speed, he'd be a great wideout.
Bell Vernon's finest, Cam Guest. Let's hear it for Coach's special guest, and we'll talk to him in a few minutes.
But, you don't know. I mean, if I knew exactly what it was, I would have made sure it didn't happen. But we just didn't play well. We didn't tackle well. Again, I always give credit to the other team because they got some good backs and good receivers. They got good speed. Even when that tight end broke one on us, and we got Donovan McMillan, who was, supposedly running 22 miles an hour, couldn't catch him. It's like, wait a second, what is going on here? So they definitely got good speed down south. I know they got a huge NIL budget. I can tell you that from everything I've heard. They had, we talked earlier. They were a totally different team than maybe you saw in the summer in your summer scouting report. But with I think 27 transfers. I mean, their entire two deep was transfers. They have 9 Miami transfers. So, I mean, they've been upgraded to an ACC football team early in their tenure in the ACC. So they did a nice job. But I wish I could really find out how good they were if we played well.
So that said, how has been the week of practice for the players and coaches?
We've had a great week. We had a great week. I think sometimes when you get hit in the mouth, just like we did last season, you respond. And we'll find out for sure how our guys respond on Saturday night at 8 o'clock. It'll be a big game, parents' weekend. So I'm sure we'll have a lot of, the Panther Pitt there with their parents. So we're excited to go really show who we are and come back and prove that, hey, that was one game and we got another game coming.
And our official scout we'll talk to later is here. Let's hear it for Pat Bostic, who has entered the building. There he is, already going over last.
He's drinking a beer. He went right to the bar.
There he is. And we always look forward to his scouting report. In this case, the Virginia Cavaliers, who come to Pittsburgh at 4-4, 2-3 in the ACC. They're on a 3-game losing streak, and ironically, playing North Carolina. They were at Clemson and home against Louisville, and obviously you've got Louisville and Clemson coming up.
Those are 3 good football teams.
Yes,
too.
they are.
I mean, I look at the ACC top to bottom. I'm like, it's not. There's no easy games. I don't care what game you walk into, you got a chance to lose if you don't come prepared and ready to go. And you look at those losses. Those weren't easy losses. It wasn't like they got beat by, some not very good football team. Those are quality teams.
Yeah, I mean, they lost to Clemson 48-31, 24-20 to Louisville, and before that, they did beat Boston College, your final opponent of the year. It's hard to believe. There's 4 games left already. You think 2/3 of the season has already passed you by. You're at 7-1, though. You're still sitting pretty good shape. You control your own destiny.
No question about it. But you got to win out. But it starts with Virginia this weekend, and again, we got 4 great opponents. None of them will be easy. We got 2 at home here the next 2 weeks, and 2 on the road to finish up.
We got a lot coming up. Let's hear it for Coach Pat Narduzzi. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hey, Pitt fans. Delta Airlines is proud to fly the Pittsburgh Panthers and their fans across the country and around the globe. Delta Airlines offers nonstop service to 6 destinations from Pittsburgh. Whether traveling for business or pleasure, you'll enjoy Delta Airlines' award-winning customer service as we support you through your travel journey. Pitt Athletics and Delta Airlines. Keep climbing.
Hey Pittsburgh, it's Cam Hayward. As someone who disrupts plans for a living, I can't say enough about the importance of life insurance. Sometimes you can see the end zone right ahead of you, you have a clear shot, then bam, it's Cam. A policy from GBU Life can let you focus more on getting out from under what life throws at you and worry less about protecting the life you are working hard to build. Get started protecting the life you are building today at GBU.org.
GBU Life is the marketing name for GBU Financial Life, Pittsburgh, PA. Life insurance underwritten by GBU. This is a paid endorsement. Coverage is subject to approval and may not be available in all states.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies ask, what's your salary? At Northwestern Mutual, we ask, what's your story? We know building the right financial plan means looking at more than money. That's why we start by asking the right questions, listening to what matters most to you, then guiding you every step of the way to help you live the life you want. Plan your financial story with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Northwestern Mutual Pittsburgh today. Visit pittsburgh.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You want a news source that delivers unrivaled football coverage? Then you want the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, because the Post-Gazette delivers football 24/7. High school, college, and the pros. Up to the minute, in-depth reports, scores and stats, matchups and highlights, breaking news, and breakout players. Exclusive coverage, online, in print, or on the go. So for football and all the news that impacts our region, the Post-Gazette delivers what matters most.
Making the right call requires speed and accuracy.
I've got your result right here, Mrs. Johnson.
Siemens Healthineers provides laboratories with fast and accurate test results when and where they're needed. From the world's largest hospital systems to care centers here in the Berg and across Western Pennsylvania, Siemens Healthineers helps labs tackle the toughest challenges.
Welcome to the Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University, Oakland, host of the Pat Narduzzi Show. At Eliza Hot Metal Bistro, our chefs are true craftsmen, infusing every bite with passion and precision. Elevate your special event to new heights with our rooftop terrace, with over 2,600 square feet of flexible event space. And when it's time to relax after being minutes from the action, our well-appointed guest rooms provide the perfect sanctuary. The Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University, Oakland, where every detail, every moment matters.
Back to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
And we're at the Hotel Indigo each and every Wednesday. I suppose there won't be many left. We only have 3 more after this, Coach. Suddenly the season's flying by. Let's talk about something. We had a question here, and the Panther Club is in the house. And the question was, in the process of doing what you do during the season, you also have to be thinking about all the process of recruiting and that stuff. We used to have one letter of intent signing day. Somebody asked, how does all that work now in the new rules?
Well, the thing about being a college coach right now, their whole recruiting process for the last 3 years has been upside down and different every year, and it's hard to even get a grip for us as coaches. We talk every day in staff meetings about recruits. And our recruiting office is constantly watching every one of our recruits every day and give us an update weekly. Hey, how this guy played. Hey, this guy had 3 touchdowns. Hey, he's got 4 punt returns on the year. So we talk about each one of our kids. We're constant. Like when I walk out here today, I've got 5 phone calls to make to recruits. So you're constantly, making recruiting calls and recruiting them. The biggest difference this year is they moved the signing day up to the first Wednesday after the really championship game. So if we're in a championship game, that Wednesday during championship game week is the national signing date, which is December 4th. And I think the ACC championship's on the 7th. Right in the middle of championship week, we got to do that. This year, for the first time ever, we're not allowed to go on the road recruiting in December. So the thing that really scares me, and I think we've done a great job recruiting our kids and all our prospects that are committed to us, 21 prospects I think we have committed right now that we expect to sign December 4th is, in the past, after the season was over, I would go on the road recruiting and get into every one of these kids' homes, see their parents, get in their high school, and also then do a home visit that evening and kind of seal the deal. Like the last time we saw these guys as a family and spent a lot of time together was in July when we do official visits. They come in July. So then we waited, in June. June we visited them. So we waited all July, August, September, October, November, December. We wait 6 months, and then we're going to sign them without ever seeing them again. It's kind of like my biggest fear is I always felt like we secured our guys when I visited, and it was like you walked out of that house going, he's good to go on signing day. Like, we got no questions. Now you're sitting there going, what's going to happen? You worry about, we've had very few problems of guys that we expect to sign on signing date not signing. Now, with the way they've changed the whole calendar, and they've messed it up. This should never happen. But, the NCAA's always got a way of screwing it up.
But then you've got to factor in the transfer portal. So when are those windows?
At the same time. The transfer portal, I think, opens up maybe Thursday of that week. They wanted to move the signing day up before the portal so that you could sign the high school players. What was happening last year, and we didn't have this problem, but what was happening, that's why they moved it up, because it used to be maybe a week before Christmas. But the portal was open, high school kids were available, so what other schools were doing, I won't name any of them, but there's quite a few of them, were looking at the end going, wait a second, I got these 20 high school players committed to me, but I won 4 games, we need to go get other guys. We need to get transfers. So they would dump all these high school kids that might have been committed for a year or 6 months or 2 years. They dump them if they didn't have a good senior year and go get transfers. So they moved it up, but they, again, we warned them, what the problems were, but we didn't do a good job.
There is work underway to put some guide rails on the process of NIL too, but that'll come down the road. We're just curious how this all works, and the reason is, you look at rosters like we did at SMU, and you mentioned how many transfers. One year to the next, unlike ever before in college football, the face of the team literally changes.
No doubt about it. So what we're trying to do, when we visit them in June, what we'd like to do is have that last Wednesday in June be the national signing date. I think every conference in the country was for it except the SEC. Guess who won? The SEC. But I'm hoping that we can, with the NCAA, with the AFCA Coaches Association, we can get it changed to that date this year. We thought it was a done deal last year, and it got all messed up.
Yeah, and I know that through the course of the beginning of the season, as fans, you want to kind of meet the Panthers, meet the team. That's why it's so important that you have that opportunity. I think they do a great job. You've attended these in the past where you kind of meet the coaches and some of the players and be familiar with the 2024 Panthers, which we have seen a lot of. And at 7-1, you've got a good football team assembled.
Yeah, we sure do. And again, we've done it with high school guys. The one bright spot from Saturday was Tyreek Robinson. A couple of his kickoff returns. That dude can hit it on the run. So we expect great things out of him. He's a guy that you haven't seen much of. He's had a couple catches, at the end of some games and some mop-up duties. But he's a guy that I think is going to be special on kickoff return the rest of the year.
And what was your feedback from the players? Obviously, it's disappointment, and I get that because you guys work so hard day in, day out to get to those games, and, you want to be 1-0. When it doesn't work out that way, and for the first time, what was the reaction of the players?
Obviously disappointment like you expect. But, we've all been there. They've been there in high school. They've been there in college. But it's just how we deal with it. We'll find out how we bounce back, how we deal with adversity and respond to this situation, find out what kind of football team we have and how resilient we really are. But they've been great all week. The kids are good at just, okay, it's done. Let's move on to the next because you can't have a hangover on the last game.
Yeah, and that occurs on Sunday night, right?
Sunday night, we're done.
That's the page-turning night. So when we come back, Coach says he has the best hands on the team. Guess. You'll find out next. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show and the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
At Sarah's Candies, we make raising money for your group simple and sweet. With our chocolate bar and pretzel rod fundraisers, there are no minimums to get started, and you can earn up to 50% profit. Whether you're raising funds for a school, sports team, or even just yourself, we make it easy for groups of all sizes to succeed. Mention this ad when you order over the phone to earn 50% profit on your next order. Call 1-800-255-7771 to get started today.
Icy Light is the official beer of getting up early. It's the official beer of rallying the troops. The official beer of turning a 3-hour game into an all-day affair. The official beer of, did you just see that? The official beer of rising and cheering in unison for every season-defining moment. Icy Light, the official beer of your Pittsburgh Panthers. Let's raise another.
As on the football field, financial planning requires a comprehensive playbook to win the wealth management game. JKS Financial understands that your needs are unique and will provide the game plan to win your financial goals. Their wealth advisors use proven strategies with a focus on retirement distribution and will coach you through your journey to financial stability and peace of mind for the future. Visit jksfinancial.com.
Man, do I love picking up my winnings from MacBid. Oh, yeah, I see you, TV guy. You too, drill man. I'll get you yet.
Making friends?
They just happen to be here for pickup when I am. You'll see, honey, I'm gonna outbid those guys so bad.
Oh, I know you will.
And my biggest rival, Turntable Lady.
Yeah, thanks for picking that up. You put it in the trunk, right?
It's a MacBid auction-packed summer. I'm sleeping with the enemy.
Not with that attitude, you're not.
Now bidding.
At mac.bid and on the free app.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone, whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Panthers.
Whether it's on the court, field, or pitch, the Panthers can handle anything thrown their way. It just goes to show that being adaptable and preparing a solid strategy pays off. That's why PNC is proud to support University of Pittsburgh athletics and their dedication to smart, tested tactics. Because just like any big game, when it comes to your finances, there's a lot on the line, and having a dependable team allows you to make the plays you need to reach your goals. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865, member FDIC.
It's the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Welcome back to Hotel Indigo. Larry Richard with Panthers head coach Pat Narduzzi and special guest. And I said, Coach said he had the best hands on the team. Guess. No, that's his last name. Cam Guess, number 92, who is, for the third season, the holder for Ben Sauls. And you have a great story behind that. First of all, good to see you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This is very special. I appreciate it.
And when you talk about a specialty, what you do is so important. And share with everybody the reason you came back for this fifth year.
Yeah, no, so I like to stay behind the scenes a lot, but, you know, last season, obviously, you leave with a bad taste in your mouth, and I knew I had a year of eligibility, and Ben's coming back, and me and Ben growing up, we knew each other since 8th grade, so we talked to each other, and we, you know, his goal is to get to the NFL, and if I can do anything to help him for that, you know, I'm going to come back. So I decided, you know, I'll sacrifice that, and obviously I love the team, I love Coach, you know, it's fun coming back here, and obviously it's fun winning like we are too, so it's been special, and we're doing what we're supposed to do, but we got to keep going, and it's special what me and him are doing, and we got to, you know, continue doing it so we can reach his goals for the future.
And the fact is, it is a well-oiled machine to get the snap, get the ball down. I mean, it's so important, and it's just boom, boom.
Yeah, no doubt. Obviously, when you watch TV and you know, from a fan's perspective, everyone really looks at just the kick, and when the field goal isn't good, you know, everyone's tweeting or everyone's looking, and it's just like, oh, the kicker missed. But you know, me and Coach always talk. You know, when you watch a game and you really look into it, you know, if the snap's not good, then the hold's not going to be good. And if the hold and the snap aren't good, it's, you lower the percentage or the chance of making the field goal. And it's just like, when a quarterback's not throwing a good ball, it's harder to catch a ball as a receiver. So it all correlates.
How many times do you get the snap in a single week of practice in a game? Because I see you guys are always doing that.
Yeah, I couldn't even give you a number, but hundreds and hundreds of repetition, and obviously that's what makes you so good at what you do, and that's what makes me, what makes it easy when you go out there on game day, and you can really handle any situation that comes at you.
So you're from Bell Vernon. How do you know a guy from Tip City when you're in 8th grade?
Yeah, no, so it's interesting. We trained with a guy up in Buffalo. His name's Adam Tanowski, phenomenal guy, great coach, works with all the specialists around the country. I could say I know, a spec on every college team in the country. And we met each other in 8th grade at our first camp there and started training together. And ironically, he looked at us in about, I think it was 9th or 10th grade and said, "You guys are going to go play for the Pitt Panthers." And we kind of laughed.
Seriously?
Yeah, we kind of laughed at him because, you don't really know what you're doing at that time. You're kind of just kicking and having fun, still in high school, enjoying the times. But ironically, Ben committed somewhere else, I committed somewhere else, and we, all the stars aligned, and we ended up in Pittsburgh, and I'm super grateful for that. I love it.
And you know what? Because of your help, you're going to help Ben Souls get to the NFL. Let's hear it for Cam Guest. That's awesome, man. Really. And you also are a punter, obviously, and kicked in high school. Coach said you have the best hands on the team, which I assume is why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah, no, I say it as a joke, but I mean, I feel like the way I practice and the way I execute my holds, I know it might not sound important, but it is, and it's points on the board. And I feel like, I joke with all the receivers that I don't think anyone has a better catch percentage than I do on the team or in the country.
That would be correct, too.
Hey, last week, the first field goal rolled back to him, right? Or was it the second one?
I think it was the third one, but yeah, sometimes.
Rolled back, and he got to put it right back up.
I saw that. I mean, it's critical in the moment, and there's, laces out. Remember that from Pet Detective?
Yeah.
Ace Ventura, laces out. That's your responsibility.
Yeah, no, it's not easy as a kicker when you get laces towards you. It's mentally, it's hard to kick a ball like that. We always say there's a sweet spot on the football, so it's the opposite side of the laces. So as a kicker, it's a comfortable feeling when you're going to kick the opposite side of the laces.
What makes Ben Saul so good, besides you as his holder?
Yeah, no, we match perfectly, like a yin and yang. I always say that I'm the good cop, he's the bad cop. And Coach will tell you he's a super serious guy. I don't think he's ever too high or too low. He's always level, super serious, and I'm a very happy guy, kind of like bring the emotions up. And his mental game when he first got here obviously wasn't as good as it is now, like any young high school kid coming out into college. And through the experience that he had to go through, the hardships, obviously losing his job and getting it back, I think that just made him mentally, as strong as he is now. And when you're mentally strong as a kicker, there's no limits. And I always say the biggest difference between a college kicker and an NFL kicker isn't any talent, it's just mental. And once you're mentally, sound, that's when you make all your kicks.
And I'll always remember when we were in El Paso, Texas, with that wind and UCLA Bruins. We didn't like them very much, and Ben won the game on a kick with high winds, right?
Yeah, no, that was a special game. It's actually funny because in warm-ups, Ben slipped kicking on the turf and was freaking out the whole warm-ups, and I'm kind of laughing, and he's pretty worried about it. And I'm like, hey, we're going to go out there and hit a game winner or something, laughing, joking it off. Next thing you know, it's the end of the game, and we're actually going out to hit a game winner. So, yeah, but that's a pretty special moment between me and him, and obviously going out there being a part of a huge bowl game like that is super memorable.
Has he promised you lifetime tickets wherever he kicks?
Yeah, he says a little more than that. He always makes jokes that he's going to try to get me on the team, and I told him, you tell the scouts and the coaches out there, I'll take minimum wage to hold on an NFL team as long as I'm on TV.
We're going to learn more about Cam Guest. Let's hear it for Cam. Appreciate you being here tonight. When we return, you're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Thanks to 850 community partners across an 11-county service area, Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank is working to eliminate hunger and stabilize lives across the Three Rivers region. We're committed to making sure all our neighbors have consistent access to healthy food. And we're connecting people to other critical services to address the root causes of food insecurity. To get help, volunteer, or donate today, visit pittsburghfoodbank.org or call 412-460-3663.
Whether it's on the court, field, or pitch, the Panthers can handle anything thrown their way. It just goes to show that being adaptable and preparing a solid strategy pays off. That's why PNC is proud to support University of Pittsburgh athletics and their dedication to smart, tested tactics. Because just like any big game, when it comes to your finances, there's a lot on the line, and having a dependable team allows you to make the plays you need to reach your goals. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865, member FDIC.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone, whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Panthers.
Man, do I love picking up my winnings from MacBid. Oh, yeah, I see you, TV guy. You too, drill man. I'll get you yet.
Making friends?
They just happen to be here for pickup when I am. You'll see, honey, I'm going to outbid those guys so bad.
Oh, I know you will.
And my biggest rival, Turntable Lady.
Yeah, thanks for picking that up. You put it in the trunk, right?
It's a MacBid auction-packed summer.
I'm sleeping with the enemy.
Not with that attitude, you're not.
Now bidding.
At mac.bid and on the free app.
Hey, Pitt fans, as the official credit union of the Pitt Panthers, Clearview Federal Credit Union is here to help you reach all your financial goals. Clearview wants to help you score big financially, whether you need to save, spend, borrow, or learn, they're here to help. Get easy access to your money from anywhere using their digital banking featuring Zelle, Clearview Live Video Banking, over 80,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide, and financial centers throughout the Pittsburgh area. Visit clearviewfcu.org/Panthers to learn more and open an account today. Hail to Pitt.
Hey, Pitt fans! Delta Airlines is proud to fly the Pittsburgh Panthers and their fans across the country and around the globe. Delta Airlines offers nonstop service to 6 destinations from Pittsburgh. Whether traveling for business or pleasure, you'll enjoy Delta Airlines' award-winning customer service as we support you through your travel journey. Pitt Athletics and Delta Airlines. Keep climbing.
Let's return to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
And guess who is the real specialty player, the holder for the Panthers in his 3rd season doing that? 5th-year senior. You have a business administration degree, and you also have a dual major. This sounds complicated.
Yeah, so something that's cool with the University of Pittsburgh is in the business school you can double up majors. So I majored in marketing and supply chain management, and then I'm currently doing a micro certification within the MBA school in entrepreneurship.
What is micro certification?
Yeah, so
excuse my ignorance.
Yeah, that's okay. I found out about it from our awesome academic advisors, and it's pretty much, so I knew I wasn't going to be here long enough to finish an MBA, and it's almost like a minor within the MBA school, and that's why they call it a micro certification. So like when I go get a job, it'll say micro certification within the MBA school in my resume.
In a perfect world, what would you like to do?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not too sure. Growing up, I always wanted to do this right here, like, be on ESPN or something like that on talk shows. But obviously, I didn't challenge that yet. So I'm doing business right now. I wouldn't mind some sales, any type of sales. I'm a talkative guy, as you guys may know. I don't want to sit behind a computer. I'd love to get around and talk to people. So whether that's sales or something like that, I wouldn't mind doing anything like that. But I'm not too sure yet. I'm kind of focused on where I'm at right now.
That's okay. We're good with that now too. Meanwhile, what's this trick shot video expert you are that I hear?
Yeah, a cool video we filmed in the off season during camp. The camera guys came out and we did some trick shots. And that was pretty cool because growing up, you always watch. I don't know if everyone here knows, like, Dude Perfect. And growing up, it's like a little YouTube channel, and they do a bunch of trick shots. So that was pretty special doing that. And all the guys came out, and we pulled off some pretty cool shots.
And where can we find those? Are they still out there?
Yeah. I think they're on YouTube, and then they're also on Pitt Football's Twitter page as well, if you scroll back right before the season.
So do we search Cam Guess?
Possibly. Or Pitt Specialist Trick Shot video. I think that would come up, but
Right,
it's a cool video.
I see a few people here that have gone down the wormhole on TikTok, right? They're not responding. I mean, the world is so different with social media. Coach doesn't do social media, which is smart, especially in his position in his world, because there's a lot of naysayers out there. But you guys, some of you guys are looking, right?
Yeah, no, it's tough in today's world because obviously, as the years go by, more and more things, come up on social media. And as a kid my age, and obviously even younger, it's probably worse. But social media is everywhere, so you just kind of have to learn how to mediate it. Not too much of it, not too little of it, but definitely, I think so many kids our age are looking at it, so you can't really do much about it. But like I said, you kind of, like you said, you have to just not do it too much and get sucked in the wormhole and get caught up.
So that said, how do you relax when you're not doing what you're doing? It sounds like you have a pretty rigorous academic life too, along with your athletic work with the Panthers.
Yeah, no. Most of my free time, I'm probably doing homework. If I'm not doing that, I have a dog. I have a 9-month-old Dalmatian. His name's Loki. He's a special guy. So I got him to mentally just give me some free time and happiness. And then other than that, we play video games here and there. It's not a long time, but it's fun to do because we play with I play with all the teammates, and it's a cool thing to do outside of football and get with the guys, play games.
Yeah, girlfriend.
Yeah, I have a girlfriend as well. She's a gymnast, but she doesn't go to school here anymore.
I said where does she go to school? Where does she go to school?
I don't try to say this too loud, but she goes to West Virginia.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. We'll forget that part.
Yeah, no, she still roots for Pitt, though, so we're all good.
It's funny because I said to Cam, you look a little bit like Paul Skeens, the fiend-on pitcher for the Pirates, and oddly enough, he's dating a gymnast. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, you have an opportunity to do something special. You've got 4 games left, and you're at 7-1. That's got to feel really good based on the fact that you committed to come back to help your buddy Ben Sauls and the team.
Yeah, no, it's special what we're doing right now. And obviously, last week was a tough loss and a bad taste in our mouths, but we're over it. And, we take it week by week, day by day. And we have 4 special games coming up to, do something special this year. But obviously the only thing that matters right now is, tomorrow's practice.
How did you guys handle it? As a fifth-year senior, you're a leader on the team, and guys look up to you, the fact that you've been there before.
Yeah, I think at first it was like a little bit of a shock because we were winning so much. But, it's one loss and it's one game. And I think we just had to rally the troops, get the guys together and just tell everyone, we're going to be fine. We're 7-1, we're a good football team. And all we got to do is go out and execute and have a better practice than we did the week before.
What's hard to take, and Coach, you've mentioned this over the years, on any given Saturday and Sunday, one team wins and one team loses, and it's a challenge, but being 7-1's got to feel pretty good coming down the home stretch.
Yeah, no, it's special. Winning's fun, like I say, and losing's not. So, when you're 7-1, you just got to keep the train rolling because you can't get caught up in the wins, and because the losses will get you, and if you get relaxed and expect everything, that's when bad things happen.
Final question: they say you're a foodie.
Yeah, no, I am. And this is the city to be at, probably one of the best cities to eat in. So I like Italian food. That's my favorite type of food. I'll give you two really good food places. One, it's called Arlecchino. It's out in Peters Township. It's like an old school. And
aren't they related to Alla Famiglia?
Correct, yeah, up in Southside. It's the same as Alla Famiglia. It's both phenomenal places. And then the other one, it's relatively new. Down in Market Square. It's called Alta Via. Me and a couple of the teammates went over there every Thursday for the first couple weeks, and it's phenomenal Italian food. I recommend the fusilli. It's a pasta, orange pasta. It's phenomenal.
Fusilli. Benvenuti nell'Associazione Italiana Americana del Sport. All right. Let's hear it for Cam Guess. Cam, what a delight, man.
Yeah,
and I appreciate what you're doing for Ben.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're going to help him get to the National Football League. All right, we'll see you on the sideline Saturday.
Yes, sir. Hope to see everyone. It's going to be a good one. Thanks for having me.
When we come back, Pat Bostic will break down the Virginia Cavaliers. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
I'm with Rocco Florio of AirPro Heating and Cooling, a trusted HVAC company that carries quality Bryant products and serves the entire Pittsburgh area. Rocco, what's up on prices for furnaces and air conditioning equipment?
Larry, it's best for people to purchase now, as equipment prices are going up in the coming months. AirPro takes pride in our prices. We are lower than the competition and provide financing options and long warranties.
Call AirPro Heating and Cooling today at 800-749-0642. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Hi, this is Bill Hillgrove. I'm here with Joe Stefka from NSS Life. Joe, it's commonly known that NSS Life has a wide range of insurance products and high-yielding annuities that are among the industry's best.
You're right, Bill. In fact, our $50,000 youth term plan is only $50 per year. Just call for details.
Protecting and providing for your family. That's NSS Life.
NSS Life, where family matters.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies ask, what's your salary? At Northwestern Mutual, we ask, what's your story? We know building the right financial plan means looking at more than money. That's why we start by asking the right questions, listening to what matters most to you, then guiding you every step of the way to help you live the life you want. Plan your financial story with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Northwestern Mutual Pittsburgh today. Visit pittsburgh.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Playing field is under further review.
Making the right call requires speed and accuracy.
I've got your result right here, Mrs. Johnson.
Siemens Healthineers provides laboratories with fast and accurate test results when and where they're needed. From the world's largest hospital systems to care centers here in the Berg and across Western Pennsylvania, Siemens Healthineers helps labs tackle the toughest challenges.
You want a news source that delivers unrivaled football coverage? Then you want the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, because the Post-Gazette delivers football 24/7. High school, college, and the pros. Up to the minute, in-depth reports, scores and stats, matchups and highlights, breaking news, and breakout players. Exclusive coverage, online, in print, or on the go. So for football and all the news that impacts our region, the Post-Gazette delivers what matters most.
Hey Pittsburgh, it's Cam Hayward. I know firsthand that an illness such as cancer can strike at any time, even when you're at the top of your game. If you are healthy and life is going your way now, this is the best time to get life insurance. You can get a policy with GBU Life that's affordable to you now and build on it for the future with their guaranteed purchase option rider. Get started protecting the life you're building today at gbu.org.
GBU Life is the marketing name for GBU Financial Life, Pittsburgh, PA. Life insurance underwritten by GBU. This is a paid endorsement. Coverage is subject to approval and may not be available in all states.
Back to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
And each and every week we welcome in former Pitt quarterback Pat Bostic, who is also Senior Associate Athletic Director of Development. Major gifts. Let's hear it for Pat Bostic. Patrick, always good to see you.
Good to see you, Larry.
I know,
Coach, good to see you.
Good to see you, Patrick.
We're looking forward to Saturday, but in a few minutes here, let's just cover what you witnessed. I know you take it hard. It's like a coach up there. Pat's so into it, Coach, on every play. And so
I tell you when I knew it was going the wrong way is when Billy's chart flew out the window. In
you got to tell that story.
Yeah, so
it's first time in his career.
Saul's missed a kick. That never happens. Billy's chart went out the window. That wasn't good. This he's got these boards with magnets on them where he's got two spotters on either side, and they help him. Hey, who caught the ball? Who made a tackle? And his son, Bill Jr., was manning one side trying to flip the board over because obviously you got two sides, offense, defense, and the thing went out the window. Took a right turn. Started flying to the right, then doubled back. Looked like the pigeons in Acrisure, those things that fly backside. It went this way and then back that way, and he was out. Now, thankfully, I had an extra chart, and I gave it to him. But at that point, and that was like the middle of the first quarter, I'm like, oh, this is not a good sign. So
I hear Bill on my headset say, well, this has never happened to me in my entire career. That's 51 years.
We saw who caught it. Some dude caught it like in the lower left bowl, and we tried to track it down. Never happened. But
See, Coach, we have to work with audibles.
It was one of those nights.
It was just one of those nights that you had to kind of just blue vase it and get going.
So, your evaluation of the game?
I think, Murphy's Law, right? What went wrong, what could go wrong did. There's still opportunities in the game to make it a game, and you're down 14-3, you're driving, and you got an easy pitch and catch to make, and you got a first down inside their 20, and it's 14-10. I think even if you go into halftime down 28-10, you get the ball back, you're better. But you weren't able to make those key swings in the game. They played with great confidence, and it was a big deal to them, obviously, to host a night game and two ranked teams, and they played really well. They've got a lot of ability, and the Panthers just didn't answer, and that was uncharacteristic. But I think the exception, not the rule, in terms of how this team is, and sometimes you need to get hit in the teeth to get back to your roots and who you are, and I'm sure they'll do that Saturday night.
How do you address the challenges, third downs?
Well, first and second down are also very important too. You can't make a living in third and long. I think it's execution, really. I mean, it's, there's calls made. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not good. That's what the defense does. But obviously, what you're seeing from teams, and Coach mentioned it Monday, is they're all kind of playing the same way. They're playing a drop zone and flooding the underneath zones and making you kind of take shots down the field or run the football. And I really think that's something that could be key. If you look at Pitt's success offensively, running the ball has been a part of it. You looked at Cincinnati game, West Virginia, not as much. Carolina, they ran the ball well. Cal, you had a big run that skewed the stats. But I think if you have that run-pass kind of conflict, it puts you in a better stead. Obviously, as the game went on against SMU, that wasn't a thing because you were down so much. But I think that's important. And you got to remember, too, Cal, SMU are two of the better defenses in the ACC statistically, if you look at it, in conference play and overall. Syracuse in conference play is actually up there in the top 5. So those are 3 really good defenses you played in a row. The Syracuse game I throw out because it was wacky. But Cal and SMU, those 2 really good teams, a lot of speed. Virginia's good too. So it's back to just basics and execution.
How is, and people may forget that Eli Holstein is a redshirt freshman, and he's learning every game. How's his attitude headed into week now number 9?
I think he's in a great spot. He had a great day today, and we've adjusted a few things and try to make things a little bit easier on him, and so we'll see Saturday night. I feel good.
All right. When we come back, the official scouting report with Pat Bostic. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
As on the football field, financial planning requires a comprehensive playbook to win the wealth management game. JKS Financial understands that your needs are unique and will provide the game plan to win your financial goals. Their wealth advisors use proven strategies with a focus on retirement distribution and will coach you through your journey to financial stability and peace of mind for the future. Visit jksfinancial.com.
Icy Light is the official beer of getting up early. It's the official beer of rallying the troops. The official beer of turning a 3-hour game into an all-day affair. The official beer of, did you just see that? The official beer of rising and cheering in unison for every season-defining moment. Icy Light, the official beer of your Pittsburgh Panthers. Let's raise another.
At Sarah's Candies, we make raising money for your group simple and sweet. With our chocolate bar and pretzel rod fundraisers, there are no minimums to get started, and you can earn up to 50% profit. Whether you're raising funds for a school, sports team, or even just yourself, we make it easy for groups of all sizes to succeed. Mention this ad when you order over the phone to earn 50% profit on your next order. Call 1-800-255-7771 to get started today.
Hey Pitt fans, as the official credit union of the Pitt Panthers, Clearview Federal Credit Union is here to help you reach all your financial goals. Clearview wants to help you score big financially, whether you need to save, spend, borrow, or learn, they're here to help. Get easy access to your money from anywhere using their digital banking featuring Zelle, Clearview Live Video Banking, over 80,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide, and financial centers throughout the Pittsburgh area. Visit clearviewfcu.org/Panthers to learn more and open an account today. Hail to Pitt.
Thanks to 850 community partners across an 11-county service area, Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank is working to eliminate hunger and stabilize lives across the Three Rivers region. We're committed to making sure all our neighbors have consistent access to healthy food. And we're connecting people to other critical services to address the root causes of food insecurity. To get help, volunteer, or donate today, visit pittsburghfoodbank.org or call 412-460-3663.
I'm with Rocco Florio of AirPro Heating and Cooling, a trusted HVAC company that carries quality Bryant products and serves the entire Pittsburgh area. Rocco, what's up on prices for furnaces and air conditioning equipment?
Larry, it's best for people to purchase now, as equipment prices are going up in the coming months. AirPro takes pride in our prices. We are lower than the competition and provide financing options and long warranties.
Call AirPro Heating and Cooling today at 800-749-0642. Bryant, whatever it takes.
It's the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Welcome back. Larry Richard with head coach Pat Narduzzi and Pat Bostic. Here's what you need to know about Pitt, Virginia, brought to you by PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. Let's break down Virginia. They come in here. Tony Elliott is their coach in his third season. They're at 4-4, 2-3 in the conference play. How do you see this one?
Well, they're going to be fresh. They're coming off a bye week, which is I think important. You know, Pitt's coming out. It's kind of the role reversal, right? Pitt came off a Thursday night going into SMU. SMU had a Saturday night game in Durham. Pitt's coming off a night game in Dallas, getting back late, daylight savings.
4:30 in the morning.
4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then, what's good, what's bad, who knows? I think if you play a game like the Panthers played on Saturday, you're anxious to get back out there too.
Sure.
And for Virginia, they're banged up. They're banged up front. They've given up 17 sacks in 3 weeks, and they were better than that in the first 4 weeks of the season. So I think they're a better football team than their record would indicate. I think up front has really hurt them. The Calandra kid, the quarterback, is really mobile. He reminds me of the kid from West Virginia, Green.
He's faster.
He's probably faster, but similar size, right? 6 foot, not the tallest guy.
Faster and a better thrower.
Okay, there you go right there. There's your scouting
He's scary
report.
out of the pocket, but we thought last week that Kevin, Jennings was going to run out of the pocket. The guy just sat back in the pocket and threw darts. I'm like, what is going on here? This guy hadn't done it all year.
Calandra's had to run for his life the last couple weeks. I mean, they've really gotten pressure. 10 sacks against Carolina. They haven't run the football effectively at all the last 3 weeks, and I think that has a lot to do with up front. I think their pass attempts are up like 9 a game these last 3 weeks.
All their linemen are back.
They're back.
They're all back.
They're definitely back. And their level of competition's gone up for them, too, in these last 3 weeks. They played Louisville. They played Clemson. And obviously they played Carolina, who's playing a little bit better. They got Rucker back, and they had 10 sacks against them. So I think the Fields kid outside is probably the most pro-ready receiver I've seen so far this year. 6'4", 220, looks like A.J. Brown from the Eagles. I mean, they were his big, physical. You saw last week's short, small guys that could run. This guy's 6'4", 220 and can run. So that's going to be a point of emphasis for sure, is making sure he doesn't get busy down the field.
And in terms of mentality after coming off a loss?
Oh, I mean, you can be angry, you can be miffed, you can be all those things, but this comes down to doing your job. I mean, I think the best thing you can do after a loss is resort to looking in the mirror and seeing what you could do better. It doesn't matter how angry you are. I think if you play with a level of aggression that's more so, great, but why'd you lose it going into a game? I think just focusing on the details and fundamentals. You look at tackling, you look at throwing and catching, you look at blocking, all those things are important. It's about them, it's about you, and this is a great opportunity to get revenge on the ACC network on an 8 o'clock game.
Yeah, another national broadcast. I mean, really, your team has been on, prime time. And do you like playing at night, or would you rather? We've asked you this before.
I don't mind at home. Night on the road.
That was rough on the road because, on the way back, as Coach mentioned, we landed. It was technically 4:30 a.m. I mean, we did get to set the clocks back, but
you're used to being up at that hour anyway.
I felt bad for everybody else. I'm like, hey, this is go time for me.
It's go time for him too, quite frankly.
What'd you do Sunday morning though? That's the question.
I slept till 9, which wasn't all that long, and then I had to get up. My wife had a list, Coach. It was already, I had to get to the list.
Good, she should.
Because I was on a bye week with the Steelers, so I had a list, but we got through it. Meanwhile, the following week, now you got a noon kick with Clemson. Some people thought it would be the reverse, where Clemson would be the night game, and instead at noon. But you like noon kickoffs.
Love them.
Get up and get right to it.
Love them. Let's go.
All right, Pat, getting ready for Saturday night. You got weather-wise, Coach. We always check on you for the
Nice
weather.
and smooth.
It looks strong. You guys all coming, aren't you?
Oh,
We
yeah,
expect
they'll
you
be
to be there.
Especially the dude in the shark outfit back there.
Yeah, we have a shark in the building here at the Indigo Hotel. The Panthers Club, that's Member Appreciation Week. And I know, Coach, I know Pat, everybody appreciates the support that you give the Panthers. They're fun to watch, aren't they? Speaking of the Sharks, so the crazy part of this game is you go from one game to another and you see something and you think it's never going to change, and then it changed completely, and that was the Panthers D. You know, speaking of the Sharks.
Well, I mean, I'll give SMU a ton of credit. I think they're really good. It would not shock me if they are playing in Charlotte and ultimately, you know, have a lot to say about who hoists that trophy. And I hope we get another crack at them, quite frankly. That'd be great because I think we'll play a lot better. But, you know, when styles make fights, right, and you look at Syracuse, they're a drop-back team. McCorver's going to extend plays, but he's not. I mean, that dude was Lamar Jackson back there on tape. So it changes how you play. The run-pass conflict you're in. This week, it's a little bit in the middle, quite frankly. I mean, they'll run this guy, but is he faster than Jennings? Probably not. You think he's faster than Jennings?
I think he's really fast.
I don't think he looks faster on film to me, but that's just me.
He gets rolling out of there.
And I don't think they have as much team speed on offense as SMU. In fact, I'll guarantee they don't.
They don't have that.
But they've got size.
But the wideout number 8 is fast.
They've got size, and so styles make fights. It's a different matchup. Every week's different, and that's November football. This is playoff football right now, and fortunately, it's not one and done. So you go in each week with a playoff mentality, and it sure beats not playing for something right now. So this is a new matchup. I think it's a team in Virginia that's hungry. I think it's a team in Pitt that's hungry. I think it'll be a darn good game.
That said, for those that don't know, we no longer have the Coastal Division. They got away with all that. How will this work?
Tiebreakers. Don't ask me how they work.
For the ACC.
Don't ask me either.
Don't ask me how they work. I mean, it's going to come down to tiebreakers. It's going to come down to overall records. It's going to come down to common opponents and, head-to-head, obviously. The simple stuff, and then it gets into these iterations and ellipses and all the stuff that makes no sense to me. It is a little bit convoluted, quite frankly. You've got conferences with odd-number teams, and you're competing for 12 team in the playoff. And Pitt's number 18. I mean, you run a table, you're right there. And I know you don't pay attention to rankings, but I think right now you do. You come off a bad loss. You say you're 18. You take care of business. You're knocking on the door of a college football playoff. So everyone out there that's disappointed about the game, me too. We all are. Flush it, move on. A big game Saturday. We need you there to help this team get where they want to go.
And the Panthers' Pitt has been tremendous this season.
They'll be great on Saturday. They like night games, quite frankly, because they get to do it. They get to sleep until about 2 after a Friday night. Right?
You got it down, huh?
I got it down. They're going to come to the game. They're going to be ready to rock, and it's going to be a fun night at Acrisure Stadium and a beautiful night.
Get your tickets now, and after that, there's only one more home game the following week. Clemson Tigers come to town with Dabo Swinney, and then on the road against Louisville, and wrap up the regular season in Boston against the Eagles.
4 left, one at a time, though.
Enjoy them.
We will.
All right, let's hear it for Pat Bostic. Thank you, partner. When we come back, some final thoughts with Coach Pat Narduzzi on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hi, this is Bill Hillgrove. I'm here with Joe Stefka from NSS Life. Joe, it's commonly known that NSS Life has a wide range of insurance products and high-yielding annuities that are among the industry's best.
You're right, Bill. In fact, our $50,000 youth term plan is only $50 per year. Just call for details.
Protecting and providing for your family. That's NSS Life.
NSS Life, where family matters.
Welcome to the Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University Oakland. At Eliza Hot Metal Bistro, our chefs are true craftsmen, infusing every bite with passion and precision. Elevate your special event to new heights with our rooftop terrace, with over 2,600 square feet of flexible event space. And when it's time to relax after being minutes from the action, our well-appointed guest rooms provide the perfect sanctuary. The Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University Oakland, where every detail, every moment matters.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone. Whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro, That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Panthers.
Play in the field is under further review.
Making the right call requires speed and accuracy.
I've got your result right here, Mrs. Johnson.
Siemens Healthineers provides laboratories with fast and accurate test results when and where they're needed. From the world's largest hospital systems to care centers here in the Berg and across Western Pennsylvania, Siemens Healthineers helps labs tackle the toughest challenges.
Icy Light is the official beer of getting up early. It's the official beer of rallying the troops. The official beer of turning a 3-hour game into an all-day affair. The official beer of, did you just see that? The official beer of rising and cheering in unison for every season-defining moment. Icy Light, the official beer of your Pittsburgh Panthers. Let's raise another.
Whether it's on the court, field, or pitch, the Panthers can handle anything thrown their way. It just goes to show that being adaptable and preparing a solid strategy pays off. That's why PNC is proud to support University of Pittsburgh athletics and their dedication to smart, tested tactics. Because just like any big game, when it comes to your finances, there's a lot on the line, and having a dependable team allows you to make the plays you need to reach your goals. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865, member FDIC.
Let's return to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Saturday night at Acrisure Stadium, it's Pitt and Virginia's Cavaliers, and looking forward to the weekend. Coach Narduzzi, let's talk about some final thoughts as you get ready for game number 9.
We talked about, I guess as Coach Elliott calls him, AC, Anthony Calandria. I think he's a really good football player. I think he's fearless. He's 183 pounds, so he's a lot smaller than some of the guys. They say he's 6 foot. He might be 5'11", but I think he can roll. They're on quarterback draws, quarterback runs with him, and then, he'll create with his own feet. And Bostic talked about the Malachi Fields kid, number 8, the big, tall, wide out. They say 6'4". We'll find out. We didn't play against him 2 years ago when we went down there and beat him, but he's a really good football player. Besides that, they got solid players across the board, and defensively, they're 4 down. We'll find out what they do. But the last 3 weeks, we haven't seen anything that we've practiced for. So we've practiced for a lot of different things here the last few days.
Yeah, that's always the chess match is you have to figure out, first of all, with all the transfers like they had at SMU, you have individual players you have to scout, but you do have some tape on them since you're more than halfway through the season. But then you just got to figure out what they're going to do and then make adjustments. Your team has been very good at making those adjustments, and part of the credit outside of the coaching is you told us about those iPads where they can see plays in real time.
No doubt about it. But, it's you can't put new plays in on the sideline if they do something different. That's one thing. You don't have time to practice new plays. So we've done a better job this week of just again, SMU had a top 25 defense. You wouldn't think they would change who they are, and they changed who they were for the entire game. So. We'll find out what Virginia does, but if Virginia tries to replicate what we've seen the last 3 weeks, we will be much more prepared, and we'll be prepared every week going through the rest of the season.
Good luck against the Cavaliers. Let's hear it for Coach Pat Narduzzi.
Thanks, Larry. Go to Pitt.
I want to thank our executive producer, PJ Kamachick. Tom Katanzarit is here producing at the Indigo Hotel. Joel Nelson back in master control. I want to thank EJ Borghetti, as always, for making us look as good as we can in the stinking media. You've been listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.